starting with a question that I would like to pose to all our panelists. How can industry professionals and organizations collaborate more effectively to drive advancement and best practices in cutting and welding? Let's start with Mr. Ravichandran.
Because cutting and welding industry, it's the OEMs are just don't work alone. They are integrators of either it's a laser or a plasma or a even for welding. I think welding people with collaborate with the source suppliers. So it's the best thing is the best ideas from all the integrator and the source suppliers. If they are put together, that will be the best for the customers in the market.
Mr. ANOOP, your take on this?
Yeah, actually, I think there should be more and more kind of industry sessions between the suppliers and the buyers, because I think there's still a gap in the information sharing and the information receiving end. Okay, like I can see, I don't know how many people have joined today this online webinar. So this kind of activities, B2B and other magazines providers are doing this. But as per my opinion, I think very less people or very less industrialists who are not so knowledgeable about this advancement of welding and cutting industry, what is happening around. But still people are not taking participation in such kind of events. So it is better that more and more kind of interactions is required so that those kind of knowledge sharing can be done.
Meanwhile, Mr. Amrityoga, can you share your opinion on this?
Industry association like CII, IIW, and
Yes.
the media professionals, what you are doing today. So this kind of interactions is required because I see mostly I have seen the institutes and companies. The requirement of what is the requirement of the company is institute is doing something different. So it should be like this. It should not be like this. So yeah, frequent interaction and this kind of seminars is required.
Thank you, sir. Mr. Amlan Saha.
So I feel that it's a good platform that where B2B has organized. Similarly, we have with us Mr. Rituraj Bose from IIW. Such kind of associations or institutions are also giving a good platform for industry, academia, and professionals to share, collaborate. And also, I just like to mention at Fronius, we have our welding center where we use robots from different robotic OEMs, and we also invite our integrator partners. I can just talk a few minutes about integrators. Integrators are the team who actually taking care of the integration part. When a welding power source and system is available, robot is available, also requires fixtures and other jigs to be manufactured, and finally a program to be made for a total solution. So when we work with this kind of project, we work very closely with this kind of team. And at the same time, we are also closely working with various universities and institutions where we can collaborate. We develop skilled, young skilled professionals. So these are the few ways we are currently doing collaboration, but there is no end to it. It can be further better. So looking forward. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Mr. Rituraj Bose, your take on this?
Yeah, I just want to inform something what Mr. Saha told regarding the institution and academicians, that collaboration. I'll come after with some other organizational thing. For institution in our country, this welding is an essential, not in our country. Welding is an essential part for any type of manufacturing fabrication. From if you can tell the pin to rocket, whatever may be, everywhere welding is required. But sorry to say that the welding engineering is not there in BTech. Only I think in MS University, Baroda, it is there, masters, and then Sant Langwal, there is welding engineering. Others maybe some diploma, postgraduate courses, something there. But particularly welding engineering, like mechanical, civil, or whatever, it is not there. Only one or two exceptions. So that has to be increased by the government itself, and like AICT or something like that. And from our side, what we are doing, as I showed there, we are just establishing some students chapter in different universities or colleges, just to inform that what is welding. It is not a dirty collar job, it is a white collar job nowadays. Some operator, or if somebody is getting that welding engineering diploma, there is a diploma course we are running also from the International Institute of Welding, that is called IWE, International Welding Engineer, or IWT, International Welding Technologies. So huge demand in worldwide, huge demand worldwide, and there is nobody is sitting idle. Now, now coming from this educational institute to the manufacturers or other providers, you see, this one big part is MSME, that the mindset of MSME has to be changed. And why the advancement is there? Advancement because of productivity with quality, and nowadays with so many other facilities. Like if I can weld in Calcutta sitting in Kolkata, and you can check it, you can review it or monitor it from somewhere else, maybe in Delhi, maybe in Chennai. So this type of things are going on nowadays. Environmental impact has also came in force. So everybody is trying to go to reduce the carbon footprint also. But as I told, MSME sectors. So MSME sectors, to change the mindset, we need these type of seminars everywhere with them. But see, you have seen so many processes, so many new equipments. But those who are doing roadside jobs or a small shop, how they will purchase this type of systems? So government has to give them some aids, and this budget also government has told something about the aids to the MSMEs. But to reach the government, so not all the MSMEs can do, where the other institutions like MSME, this secretariat or sector skill council, they have to come forward to uplift them, to give them the chance to get the government aids. Okay, thanks.
Thank you all panelists for your insights. Now I have a few questions from Mr. Ravichandran from audience side. How does measure cutting balance affordability with accuracy in material handling and automation for plate cutting? And what kind of ROI can various industries expect from these solutions? Mr. Ravichandran.
In mesa cutting, we have two solutions. Like one is a high-end system, which we are actually exporting from here to US and Canada. And we also have the cost-effective compact solutions, wherein in India, we don't want to automate the whole plant, but there are very few takers. So a small job shop can also look at having a very compact material handling system, wherein they don't need to have two or three people always present there to load the material onto the machine. So if a person is running on shift, one person, one machine is more than sufficient to run the machine with such a system of compact solutions. And generally, as part of your question, you are asking about precision. So when you have the automation, there is no manpower handling. So precision is always inbuilt, and productivity is also to the utmost. So we can run machines 24/7.
We have one more question for you from audience side. How do you ensure precise cutting geometry when working with plates that are uneven or not perfectly flat?
Actually, the cutting head follows the plate. Unless a smooth unevenness will not affect the cutting, as the plate is being sensed while cutting. The cutting torch, either be it a laser cutting or a plasma cutting or oxyfuel cutting, is always has the cutting head or the torch at a fixed distance from the plate. So the plate surface is always being sensed by the torch, either by the torch or you have an external ring to sense if it is a capacitive sensing. So the surface of the plate is always sensed, and any undulations in the plate will automatically be taken care of by the machine.
Thank you, sir. Mr. Amrityoga, we have one question for you from audience side. When clamping for laser spot welding, how do you address and overcome any gaps that may affect the accuracy and quality of the welding?
Yeah, proper clamping is required. Actually, the gap should not be, I mean, maybe 50, 60 micron is the allowable gap that we need to maintain. Then only laser will, that is going to be taken care by the industry, which is under, under research or under experimentation. But it is giving very good tensile strength. It is giving better than resistance welding.
Thank you, sir. Thank you all for sharing your insights. Before we wrap up, could we hear final remark from our panelists on how they foresee the union budget impacting the welding sector? Anup, sir, you want to say something?
Maybe we all guys are so busy in our day-to-day life that we may not have gone through exact things of the budget, but still we are in the last session of webinar, we learned that yes, MSME has got a very good support from government now, and there is some schemes which government has launched to maybe to adopt the technology and all those things. But yes, maybe expert from MSME industry can give more insights about this.
It should reach to the MSMEs. That's the main thing.
Yeah, that's. But there has been a lot of mention on the MSMEs and the skill enhancement programs, and they're going to spend more on infrastructure development. The infrastructure will definitely be helpful for the MSME.
Yes, Mr. Ravichandran is absolutely right. I can say that it is a pleasure to share that from CRP, we have a very, very cost-effective and affordable and innovative solutions in robotics, especially in welding for MSME, where we can give a complete cost-effective and should say the affordable, most affordable, suitable solutions for Indian industry, because there is a limit in India, because most of the MSMEs are owner-based and very small companies, and there is a serious lack of manpower in India now. And going forward, definitely there will be a more gap in terms of the requirement and the supply of the manpower for welding and cutting especially. So that is the need, but I should say that the robotic solutions have been very, very expensive or maybe out of the reach of those kind of industries, because they were really can't spend that kind of money, and they were having and fear that what is the ROI, 5 years, 10 years, 2 years. So there is a little mental block on that side in most of the MSMEs, that if we invest X amount, I don't know, or they don't know that in how much time they will get the ROI. So it is a cutting edge where they have to invest, and they may fail and they may not fail. So from that point of view, I think in next few years, CRP can support them in a much better way. Thank you.
Mr. Saha, you want to add something?
Yes, I have also I accept that I've not gone to the complete details like a economist or finance people, but noted that Union budget always have the highest budget for defense, because we are surrounded by not so friendly neighbors like China, Bangladesh, Pakistan, all around. So defense budget this year, there has been a very notable change. Indian railway budget is, I think, equal or little more than the defense budget. That indicates that government has a clear focus on improving the infrastructure in commercial transportation, be it a dedicated freight corridor or metro in every maybe tier 2 cities or tier 3 cities, maybe next target. Already tier 1 or metros. Metro cities already have the metro network. So this kind of infrastructure is one of the big focus from the government side, that what we could understand. Apart from defense, aerospace in another area where we are already leading among the globe, like launching the satellites after the success of Chandrayaan. So we have many more projects in lined up, and there are many what is startup companies are coming up for producing or making various components or satellites and innovations for aerospace industry. There has been a huge focus on 3D printing. So most of the IITs, research institutes are developing a process where a material will be built, like the components will not be cut or welded or machined. It will be built directly from the powder or from the wire. So these kind of advanced technologies are also being supported by the government. So I think there is a lot of new things coming up, and I'm very hopeful and very I wish that we will have a great governance by this new government for another 5 years. Thank you.
Thanks, sir. Anyone else want to add more points?
Yeah, actually, government has planned to make big spending on railways and the roads infrastructures. So if you, translate it into the steel consumption now, I think India is currently consuming 125 million tons of steels, which is expected to grow to in next 10 years from 125 million ton to 250 million tons as per the steel ministry. So, something like, if I can say you in plain words, so something like what India has achieved in last 70 years, 125 million tons, that is going to increase to 250 million tons, which is, connected to, if we use more steel, then our GDP will grow as per our plan. Anyway, we are the fastest growing major economy in world. So I can see very good situation for our building in next 10 years. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you all for your valuable insights.